First off, let me say I am a huge fan of Sam Harris and actually a paid supporter of his podcast. I happen to agree with the vast majority of his ideas. But when it comes to veganism and to a greater extent morality, he comes across not only ignorant on the subject, but also he makes a lot of really stupid statements. I really hesitate to use a word like that when it comes to someone like Sam Harris, who I respect so much, who I think is so intelligent, but some of his statements cannot be attributed to simply ignorance. One of the best examples of this is a recent statement he's made several times on his podcast, that he's not convinced that these animals' lives would be any better if they were free. Now, this statement truly hurts my brain. What is it that you think would be so much worse, Sam, for a cow or for a pig or for a chicken than being held in captivity in small, confined quarters, being raped, tortured, and eventually murdered? I would love to hear a description or an explanation as to how it gets any worse than that. This is an argument that was often used by the pro-slavery movement, that blacks couldn't possibly have a better life than the ones we provide for them, which that was an equally stupid remark. Now, Sam has tried veganism a few times with little to no effort, and he actually admits that he hasn't done the research required to do it properly, but he claims that his iron levels were low and that he felt weaker when he was practicing jiu-jitsu. Now, I will give him credit that he has stated several times that this is most likely a problem with his body, since he knows there are plenty of successful vegan athletes. I have 2 points to make about this. The first is the iron level. This is pretty amazing because many vegans actually struggle getting too much iron in their diet. You get so much iron from beans and tofu and legumes and nuts and chocolate and so many different greens out there. So it's so easy to get a proper amount of iron on a vegan diet. You might even get too much. The second point I have is in regards to Sam feeling weaker or having less energy when performing jiu-jitsu. This also makes no sense unless you just weren't getting enough calories. This can be a common problem when people switch over to veganism. They just eat a lot of fruits and vegetables instead of eating lots of beans and legumes and tofu and nuts. These are going to give you so many calories, and it should be very easy to eat the similar amount of calories that you used to get, but make sure you're not just doing fruits and vegetables, otherwise you'll have to eat an enormous amount of food to reach the caloric intakes you're used to. Lastly, from a moral perspective, Sam has even admitted that he can't ethically defend eating meat. My biggest problem with Sam on this subject is how casual he speaks about animal suffering and how he seems to be in no rush to actually give veganism a try. Another problem I have with Sam is that he has jackasses on his show like Gary Taubes who say that eating bacon and eggs every morning is better for you than eating oatmeal. So that's fine. I'm all for getting both sides of the argument. But Sam, why don't you have someone on your show who's an expert in veganism or a cardiologist or someone who can explain the benefits of a plant-based diet and kind of debunk some of these ridiculous notions? Sam seems to feel very comfortable making the occasional ignorant remark about veganism or animal suffering. I just don't understand why he hasn't had anyone on the show to refute his ideas or his other guests' ideas. My goal with this video is to convince Sam, for you guys to help me convince Sam to get someone educated on this subject on his show. I would love to see Sam have someone like Dr. Kim Williams, the president of the American College of Cardiology, or Dr. Neil Bernard, or Dr. Michael Greger come on the show to refute these claims. It would also be great to have a well-respected animal rights activist come on the show to kind of lay out the facts and give more information to Sam that he's clearly lacking. Please reach out to Sam on his Twitter page. You can see the address here. That's the best way to contact him. He actually does respond to a lot of different messages on Twitter, so contact him on there, make some comments, try to convince him to watch this video, or at the very least, just try to get him to start a discussion with you and maybe get some better guests on the show that can actually discuss this topic, some kind of expert to educate Sam and hopefully kind of change his mind on a lot of these things. I hope you guys like this video. Please hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, contact Sam on Twitter, share this video with him, and I'll see you in the next video.
Shut down.